9 ounces of eggs that are going on top of my egg yolk. When I place eggs on top of egg yolk, is there anything that I need to be aware of? What happens if I let that stand for too long? We already talked about sugar being very hygroscopic. When you guys make pastry cream, we know that what will eventually happen. If I let it sit too long, sugar has the ability to suck moisture out of protein. The sugar will wrap around the protein, it'll take the moisture out, and I'll actually what is called burning the yolk. So I'm going to whisk this up, or spin this up, in there, start the yolk. And I'm going to whisk these up to full volume. Eventually what's going to happen is the amount of sugar that I have in there, as that sugar wraps around the protein, it will make little spider pickerlings, leaving leavening agent for me to actually statistically pump air into it, which is a physical leavening agent, and I'll be able to whisk these up. They will change color from a very dark yellow to almost fluffy Big Bird yellow. Right? Into my egg white goes 9 ounces of sugar. And I'm going to make what is called a classical French meringue. The ratio is 2 to 1. 2 parts sugar to 1 part egg white. Right? It makes you a classic meringue. Whether you're going to make Italian meringue, French meringue, or classical Swiss meringue, all of them, the ratios are the same. The fact that it is cold dictates that I'm now going to have to place this into the oven to make sure that I kill off any bacteria. So I'm going to start this off slow. And eventually I'm going to switch these up to full volume, or 50. In French, what they would do is you would take it and you would pull a straight piece out of it, and they call it bird piece, or piece poitou. So they say, I want piece poitou, or I want bird piece, or whatever. It means 50 for our cake. I have a little bit of cocoa powder here that I'm going to actually put into my chocolate and into my butter. Doing this actually is going to act like flour and give me a nice little leavening agent for my product, and I'll end up with something that is going to be closer to a cake than it will be for a candy or fudge or flourless. So I've got egg yolks working, I have egg whites working, I've got chocolate, I've got butter that's working on the bakery behind me. I always want my egg yolks to come due first. The reason being is they will hold air longer than egg whites and sugar. So if I wait too long and whip these up to full volume and screw around and start whipping this up, you may find that these will start to collapse, and this is going to be my leavening agent for what makes my cake dry. So the amount of time that I'm talking, I end up with no wrinkles. It will also inherit from actually letting loose in the sheet pan. So when I spread out my cake, I won't have any problems with worrying about any wrinkles forming from the bottom or the sheet pan or the parts of the cake wrinkling up as I move a thicker, heavy batter. Okay? I take a little bit, just like suntan lotion on top of your shoulders, nice and gentle. I'm now going to take my cocoa powder and I'm going to add it to my chocolate and my butter. I do this to alleviate any lumps. You will find that the butter will absorb up the chocolate or the cocoa powder, smoothing this out. If I add it into my egg yolk, I'll end up with problems. Cancel. And I pay for it all. You can go in. Holding with the whisk, I can take and go up and over, or I can take, tap up. You can see that it's increased in volume, yeah? I've been able to do this without collapsing a lot of my egg yolk. To this, I'm now going to start to add my egg white. If you're a rookie, you would do it in little stages of, maybe groups of 3 or 4 little scoops. If you're not a rookie, one death move, everything goes in. No rookies here. on my left hand, so I'm in the bowl. Back to my folding. Up and over. Up and over. Up and over. Tapping the whisk so the egg whites actually flow through the whisk. You can see they're a little lumpy. What eventually will happen if I'm not careful in folding this up, people don't understand what I've done. They don't understand that there's egg whites in here. And when they actually bite into a chocolatey cake and they find something white floating around in the center, they start to freak out, think it's a Band-Aid or something. So you need to be careful that, one, your clientele knows what you've made, and two, they understand what you've done, or three, make sure that you take your spatula, smooth out so you have no egg white lumps. Everybody with me? Not slums, because I have a tremendous amount of fat in my from the butter and everything. And fat eventually will start to sink to the bottom, and as it sinks, it will collapse as hair cells, because I've got heavy on the top and then towards the other side of my sheet. One side to the other side. Now, the reason why I want to do this is I don't want to pile everything up into the center. If I pile it all into the center, I then have to work just as hard or harder to get everything to move around onto my sheet pan. Out of my way. I take my cake back and forth from one side to the opposite side. I move the sheet pan, so now I can push it from one side, and I'm going to work all the way around my sheet pan. In a little square pattern. My cake will move all the way around. I'm now going to take my cocoa